Wow! Take a breath, everyone. If you just read the headlines, you'd think Prince Harry was planning a hostile takeover of Buckingham Palace with a 4- and a 2-year-old as his chief operatives. But let's pause the hysteria. Let's actually look at what's being reported here. Strip away the panic, the dramatic language, the words desperate and plot and ploy. And what you're left with is one of the most simple, human and honestly wholesome concepts in the world. A father wants his children to know their family. A man wants his kids to experience where he grew up. The Daily Mail's desperation isn't about Harry. It's about their own looming irrelevance in a story that is, at its heart, about healing. Let's rewind. Prince Harry spent the first 35 years of his life in the UK. His deepest roots are there. His mother is buried there. His most cherished and most painful memories live in that soil. He served his country on active duty from that soil. To think he would never want to bring his children back to that? To show them the palaces, yes, but more importantly, the parks, the pubs, the places he felt happy, is naive. This isn't a plan in the sinister sense the Mail suggests. This is parenting 101. You show your kids your old stomping grounds. You tell them, I climbed that tree. I got in trouble over there. You connect them to their history. Harry wants Archie and Lilibet to experience the land their grandfather will one day rule, to walk the same historic grounds, to meet their cousins, and to understand their roots. He dreams of them laughing with family in British gardens, learning the stories that shaped generations before them, and feeling at home in a place that is part of their story. This isn't political strategy. It's a parent's instinct to give his children a sense of identity, to ensure they never feel like outsiders in either of their worlds. It's about giving them the gift of connection, of knowing where they come from and who they are. Imagine Archie and Lilibet, children of two worlds, growing up with American sunshine and British tradition, blending the best of both. Their laughter echoes across oceans, their lives a bridge between families and nations. Denying them either side would be a loss, not just for them, but for the family as a whole. It would mean missing out on memories, relationships, and a sense of unity that only family can provide. Harry's wish is about them, not him. It's about their happiness, their sense of belonging and their future. It's about ensuring they aren't strangers to their own family, that they can recognise the faces and voices that make up their history. The media's portrayal of this as a power play misses the point entirely. It overlooks the simple, universal longing of a parent to see their children embraced by both sides of their family. Behind the titles are people, a father, a son, a brother, navigating the joys and challenges of family life, just like anyone else. To see it any other way is to choose cynicism over compassion, to ignore the humanity at the heart of this story. The most inspiring stories are often the simplest. This is one of paternal love, of a father's hope that his children will always feel at home, no matter where they are. There's a clear double standard in how Harry's actions are judged. If he keeps his children away, he's accused of alienation. If he brings them, he's met with suspicion. In the eyes of critics, he can do no right. This isn't fair scrutiny, it's a narrative trap. Every action is twisted to fit a story of conflict. A father's love becomes a strategic gambit. This cycle of criticism only perpetuates division. We must ask, what does this say about our public discourse? Condemnation is easy. Empathy is harder. It's time to step back and look at the situation with fairness. Negative narratives do more than sell papers. They poison public discourse. The story of Harry's family has become a public parable, teaching us to suspect motives and doubt reconciliation. This discourages healing and celebrates feuds. For the royal family, constant scrutiny makes genuine reconciliation nearly impossible. For the public, it breeds cynicism and division. We're encouraged to pick sides in a conflict fueled by external forces. This obsession with negativity robs us of hope and denies the possibility of forgiveness. Families can heal. People can change. We must be wary of those who profit from despair. Protecting the well of public discourse is vital for the family involved and for us all. Let's not let cynicism win. The media has crafted a caricature of Prince Harry, a mythical figure designed for drama, intrigue, and endless headlines. Every move he makes is scrutinized, every word twisted to fit a narrative that sells papers and attracts clicks. He's painted as both a petulant prince and a cunning strategist, craving privacy yet seeking attention. The headlines flip between extremes, never pausing to consider the complexity of the real person behind the public image. But the real Harry is a husband, father and son. Someone who is open about his struggles, his mental health, and his desire for genuine connection. He's a man who laughs with his children, supports his wife, and tries to navigate the pressures of a life lived in the spotlight. His wish for his children to know their family isn't villainous, it's deeply human. Like any parent, he wants his kids to grow up with love, understanding and a sense of belonging, not just royal titles or public scrutiny. The gap between the man and the myth is vast, and it's easy to lose sight of the individual when the myth is so much louder. The myth is built for conflict and controversy. The man, in reality, seeks understanding, peace, and a chance to tell his own story. Sensationalism ignores the real Harry, because his true story isn't scandalous enough for the front page. The quieter moments, his honesty, his vulnerability, rarely make the news. The public is sold a fiction, encouraged to judge a character, not a person. We're invited to take sides, to pick apart his choices, without ever really knowing him. Our challenge is to see past the caricature and find the real motivations, to look beyond the headlines and ask what truly matters to him as a person. When we do, the narrative of scandal fades, replaced by a relatable family story, one of love, struggle and hope for a better future. It's time to look for the evidence of the real man, to listen to his words and watch his actions, not just the stories told about him. The truth is simpler and far more human. In the end, Harry's story is not about myth or scandal, but about a man trying to find his place in the world, just like the rest of us. Heritage is a tapestry, not a single thread. For Archie and Lilibet, it's a blend of American spirit and British tradition, a unique gift. Harry isn't planning a holiday, he's safeguarding his children's identity. The British side is more than titles. It's culture, history and family. These are things you can only truly know by being there. Family is the anchor of identity. For these children it means knowing a king, a prince and cousins with unique roles. It's about building bonds and shared memories. By bringing his children to the UK, Harry is advocating for wholeness, not division. He's teaching them they can be both American and British. This embrace of dual heritage is an act of love and wisdom. In the end, we have a choice. We can feed the outrage machine or see this for what it is, a family trying to find its way. We can choose cynicism or we can choose hope. Hope asks for empathy, patience and belief in reconciliation. The story of Harry's family doesn't have to be a tragedy. It can be one of resilience and healing. Let's turn away from manufactured outrage and support the possibility of a happy outcome. So the next time you see a headline screaming about Harry's desperate plan, I want you to reframe it. Don't see a threat, see an opportunity. Don't see a scandal. See a little boy wanting to show his son the tree he used to climb. The British public isn't cruel. We're better than the headlines give us credit for. I believe we would welcome the sight of those two beautiful children playing in the gardens their grandmother loved. I believe we would cheer for a family finding its way back to each other. That's the story that will truly break the internet. Not out of rage, but out of joy. Not because it's a scandal, but because it's wholesome.